Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, how to talk about systems and services. We are coming to the end of our unit on systems and services, and today we're going to be talking all about an important grammar point that's come up in the past couple of classes. We're going to be talking about when you're trying to convince someone of something, you need to compare it to the old system or service you used. So we need to work on comparative forms, the language of comparatives. How do you talk about things that are better, worse, or the same as before? And how can we go beyond the basics in a business context to make a convincing argument? All of that and more coming up in just a moment. But first, before we begin, let me do just a quick introduction. Say hello to people as you come in, and then we will get started. So, I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you from Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. And if you click on that link in the chat window, you can follow me on Verbling to see all my upcoming group classes. And of course, you can also book a private tutoring session with me, where I will create a personal learning plan to help you meet your goals in record time. Whatever your problem is, bring it to me and I will help you fix it. All I ask is that you send me a message first, because I'm a little bit busy these days and I want to find time for you in my schedule. So, now that I introduced myself, let me just get my name on the board and we will get started. There's my name. Oh, can't see it yet. 1 second. And there we go. Let's say a quick hello to Anna Carolina. Is that you? Doesn't look like you.
Hi.
I thought you were a cat.
Yes, but I am
You
a die-hard
changed.
fan of
Oh,
Harry Potter.
you are now Hermione.
Yes, teacher.
All right. Well, Anna Carolina, I have no idea where everyone else is because we're waiting for 8 people, but we will begin with or without them. Okay? So, first of all, let me quickly show you the notes. And I want to do a quick review of yesterday. And then hopefully we'll get some of our regulars back in here, everyone who was here yesterday. Okay? And if not, we'll do the class without them. No problem. So if you scroll down, oh, I don't know if I did the presentation for the summary for yesterday. I think I only did it for last Thursday. Yeah, I didn't do it. No problem. I'll do it right now. Very quickly. I'm going to make a quick summary of yesterday, because it's always good to remember what we did. Okay, so yesterday was class 5. It was Monday. It was May 4th. And in this lesson, we did not focus on explaining how something works. We did a little bit, but specifically, I'll tell you what, let me actually put the presentation on the screen. As I'm doing this, let me put it on the screen. It'll open in just a second. So specifically, we worked on how to present information, how to present the new system. Not explaining, we focused on presenting the new system using key expressions or keywords, key phrases, we'll say. And if we go to yesterday's presentation, practically speaking, the key idea here is that you have the language to repeat something you've heard, to explain something in a different way, to give information that is already common knowledge, and explain what is going to happen, introduce a new item. So what we did was we took the listening that we've done in the past, last week, last Thursday. And there was another listening last Wednesday, I believe. And we took out a few key expressions and we categorized them. As you know, the purpose of today, so as I say, now, up on the screen, in other words, presenting information in other words. We took that information and you did a little presentation of your own. You had to present something new or something that you use every day. For example, a CD player or an answering machine. Okay, so we basically ended class at that point. So, Anna Carolina, if it's just you today and you weren't here yesterday, what we can do is start on this point and give you a chance to use some of the key phrases. And then we're going to move on to an important grammar point, the language of comparisons. Okay? So, let's go back here for a second. I want you just to read through those expressions and notice that there's a slash where we would pause if we're giving a presentation. I'd like you just to read through those 5 expressions for me, if you could.
Okay. As you know, we have a new customer database. So the purpose of today is for you to start to become familiar with it. As I say, the good news is now up on the screen you can see, in other words, as well as giving the customer more of what they want.
Okay, very good. So these were all taken from a listening we did last week about a new database. So I think these are pretty obvious because you're an advanced speaker of English. But why don't we just clarify them? Look at the functions below. Which one is for repeating something you've already said? What do you think?
Could you repeat? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just looking at exercise 2A. What expression you just read is for repeating something you've already said?
As I say, the good
As I
news
say.
is,
Very good, very good. Which one is for explaining a feature in a different way?
in other words, as
In
well
other
as
words. So far, so good. What about explaining information that is already known or common knowledge?
as you know,
As you know, we already have a new customer database. Okay, very good. So you're probably going to use that at the introduction of your talk or your presentation about the new system. As you know, you're starting the meeting. Explaining what is going to happen. What do you think?
excuse me, sorry.
Letter D, explaining what is going to happen in the presentation.
Okay, so uh, the purpose of today,
Very good. By the way, let's be careful with the pronunciation of that word. The purpose.
purpose. Thank
Yeah.
you. So
It
the
looks like,
purpose,
good. It looks like an O, like purpose, but actually it's purpose.
purpose,
Purpose.
purpose.
Not O, but I. Purpose.
All right.
So one more time.
Pur-
Purpose.
purpose.
Perfect. That's it. Remember, I'm speaking in American English, so British English might be a little different. But basically, because the second syllable has no stress, it's always pronounced like an in English. All the vowels sound like an if there's no stress. That's why I say purpose instead of purpose. Also, to propose is a different word. Finally, letter E, introducing a new item. So that only gives us one choice. What's left?
Now, up, up on the screen,
Exactly. So in this case, there's a presentation, a PowerPoint, and now can be used with other expressions. So if you're going to change the topic or you're going to introduce a new topic in a short presentation about a new service or system, what else do you think you could say besides now up on the screen? I mean, what if you don't have a PowerPoint? You could still use now, but what else could you say instead of up on the screen? Anna Carolina, what do you think?
Now I'd like to show you.
Very good.
Um,
I agree. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
moving forward.
Yep, and you can see that with now too. Now, moving forward, I'd like to move on to now. I'd like to show you. Now, I'd like to demonstrate. Now, if I can have your attention. All of those sound very good. All right. So, I think this language is not difficult for you, right, Anna Carolina? This is all familiar, right?
Mhm,
Yep.
right.
Okay. So then the trick is to try to put it into practice. So, Anna Carolina, I want you to think about a service or system. It could be something that you have to deal with at work that we don't know about. You could inform us about it. Or it could be some everyday object like a CD player or answering machine or MP3 player or whatever you want. What you're going to try to do is use all of those introductory phrases to give a short presentation to inform us about it.
Mm,
Are you feeling brave, Anna Carolina?
yes,
Are,
teacher.
are you ready for the challenge, Anna Carolina?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And in the end, Jose is going to ask you some important questions, I'm sure. Right, Jose?
Okay.
Okay. Anna Carolina, when you're ready, inform us, give us a little presentation, let's say 1 minute, something like that, about a service or system that you use in your life or in your work. Try to use all 5 phrases. You ready?
Oh, I am.
Go
Let's
for it.
let's see. Welcome everyone. I'm here today to show you a new a new driller machine. To treat teeth. Um, the purpose of today is for you to start to become familiar with it. Uh, as you know, a driller machine is just a device to drill the tooth decay, and you must know how it works. The difference between this new device and the old old devices is that this new one has no sound, and also it has a light in it. As I say, the good news is without any sound, your patients would feel much more comfortable. In other words, it's an advance
Oh,
because
keep going. I put the
because
text there too soon. Sorry about that.
okay,
Keep going. Keep going.
it's an advance because sometimes the fear is something that is subjective, and sometimes people fear the driller not because of the driller itself, but because of the annoying sound. And by having a light on it, it would turn your job easier.
Okay, very good, very good.
Um, and now I'd like to show you how it works, and I will do a quick demonstration, and then I will open the floor for any further questions that you would like to ask. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. How it works. Okay, hit the return button a little too soon, so I was sort of, there's going to be a lot of mistakes in what I wrote. I was trying to type and listen at the same time, so there's going to be a lot of spelling errors and things like that. And I missed some of the information because I was a little hard to speak, to listen, type at the same time. Let me just correct some of the spelling errors really quick, like familiar is spelled like that. As you know is spelled KN. Different device, spelled like that. Oh, different. Okay. By the way, for those of you joining us now, like our esteemed friend Mr. Lionel, welcome to class, Lionel. Nice to have you.
Hi, Eric.
And Jose, you were listening. Now,
Yes.
oh, sorry, there's some noise in the background. Sorry about that. If you were listening to her presentation, would you have a pretty good idea about what she's presenting?
He made a presentation about a new drill, no?
Yeah? He? You mean she?
She. Sorry, she.
Yeah, about a new drill.
She
Excellent.
made a presentation about a new drill.
Excellent. And Lionel, what's a question that you might have if you were in the audience listening to this presentation? Is there anything that comes to mind that you'd want to know that she didn't cover, for example? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just asking your opinion. What might be a good follow-up question for Anna Carolina based on what she said?
Sorry, I couldn't listen the presentation.
Oh no? Okay.
No.
You couldn't hear her speaking?
Because when I log in, I didn't have the audio.
Okay. Okay, no problem. No problem. So before I move on, Jose.
Yes, I have a question. For example, how much money is it is the cost of this device?
How much money is?
How much money
is
the cost?
Well, there's two different ways to ask the question. Way number one, how much money is this new device? And way number two is how much does it cost? You've got two different ways. The second way is more informal.
How much does it cost? Okay. How much money is this new device? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone would ask her that, only because, Anna Carolina, I had the feeling you were trying to inform your colleagues or perhaps your staff of the new device. You weren't trying to sell it. But I'm curious, how much does it cost? Do you know? Is it expensive?
Well, I don't know. I made it up. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, a common thriller.
Mm-hmm.
How much costs a common thriller? Oh my gosh. Can I Google it?
No, I was just curious because I thought that maybe you work with these things in your job, so you know. I'm just curious.
It's the cost the cost of this new device is from $4,000 to $6,000.
Really? Wow. Wow.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. A common dental drill costs between $200 and $500. So,
okay. So I can get one for my home then if I need one.
No, you cannot, because you have to have a degree to buy one.
Okay, but if I get a degree, then I'll buy one. You can
No,
you can teach me.
no, you cannot. You have to have a degree in dentistry.
But you can teach me, Anna Carolina.
No, teacher. It's against the law.
Oh my God. I'm never going to become a dentist. Never. I want to give you a few corrections before we move on. Okay? We're going to be dealing with an important grammar point based on this activity and the listening we did last Thursday, which is comparative forms. Okay? But before we do, let me just give you some feedback. I'm here to show you, I heard you say a new driller machine. I think that's what I heard you. I don't know if you said drill or driller. Okay? But
I said driller machine.
with an ER.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we would just say drill. I wouldn't even say machine. I would just say drill. I'm here to show you a new drill to treat teeth. Maybe instead of teeth. Wait, hold on a second. I have a little bit of noise on my side. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I would just say drill to keep it simple. We don't really need to describe things with machine unless it's something we've never heard of before, like something brand new. A time machine, right? They don't exist, so you have to explain what kind of machine it is. But a drill, we know what it is. You might want to say a dental drill. That might be better. A new dental drill to treat dental issues, whatever you want to say, something like that, but dental. The purpose of today is for you to start to become familiar with it. It's great. As you know, a drill is just a device to we don't want to use drill twice in the same sentence, maybe, but so maybe I could say, I don't know, to remove tooth decay. It's just to keep it really simple. To remove tooth decay, and you must know. You can say must, but if you're giving your strong opinion, you would also say should. It depends. If you mean must, it means it's like a legal issue. You must pay your taxes. You must know. Or it's a very, very, very strong opinion. If it's just your opinion, you should know. You should know. You should really know how it works is another alternative. You'll see this in the chat window in just a minute. Next, you said the difference. Oh, okay. The difference between this new device and the old devices is that this one is that this has no sound. I'm cutting out some words there. Is that this has no sound. This has no sound. Plus, let's use a different word instead of and. Plus, it has a light. Oh, now that's interesting. As I say, the good news is here I missed what you said, but the as I say. Finally, you said, in other words, it's advanced. I believe you said it's advanced because I lost you a little bit at the end. Maybe you can help me out. So look, I just posted the corrections to the beginning, but just help me out with the end. You said, in other words, it's advanced because fear is something objective. I think you were saying that if people don't hear the sound, they won't be afraid, right? That's the idea?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so maybe you might want to say it's an advancement because, as we all know, fear is something subjective. So maybe people hear the sound and start to panic. Something like that. Okay, so I've taken out a few words to avoid repetition. I've changed a few words. to give you maybe a better sounding expression. But the structure, what you said, sounded great. It was a very good, clear presentation. Very good, very good. We can come back to this activity in a minute, or if not today, a little bit later, because Leonel, I want to give you a chance to do a presentation as well. But I want to break some new ground today, before we do, and take a look at specifically making comparisons between an old system and a new system. So what I'm going to ask you to do is look at these comparative forms. These are all still in the context of that database that we heard about last week. Okay? Leonel, can you just read the directions there at the top for us so we can see what we've got to do? See where we are on the top?
Yes, I hear. Number 1.
Well, read the directions for us. What do we have to do here? Where are these quotes coming from? So read the
Okay,
directions.
we had to complete with the correct form of the adjective.
So I'll read it for you. Hold on a second. A hotel manager has received these comments from staff on using the new customer database. So these are from the staff of the hotel. And you're absolutely right. You've got to use the correct form. Okay, so what do you think about the first one? What's the missing word or form?
It take a little a little
How do we change long to make it fit in the sentence? Do we add an ending? Does it stay the same? You just have to transform. What do you think?
maybe the same. A little long.
To learn how to use it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
In actuality, Leonel, you're comparing the time it takes now to the time it took before. And it might not.
Okay. Yes. So in that way, it take a little longer than. No.
Correct. You got it. That's it.
Longer to learn.
That's it. So even if the sentence doesn't compare two things, the context, the situation, it's very clear you're comparing two things. The time it takes now and the time it took then. So in the context, it's clear and the answer is longer. You're absolutely right. Okay? Jose, what do you think about number 2?
Okay. It takes number 2 when customers call, it's slightly easier to find their information.
Okay. So easy becomes easier. Again,
Easier.
we're comparing now to the time before, and the improvement is now. So it's easier now. And Carolina, look at number 3. This one is different.
Okay. It's definitely not as slow as the old system was.
Exactly. So when we use that expression, as blank as, it shows you immediately that there's no change in the form of the adjective. As slow as. It's not as slow as. So we're expressing the change in a negative. There is no change. Well, it's definitely not. Sorry, there is a change. Is it faster or slower? It's definitely not as slow as the old system was. So is it faster now or slower now, Anna Carolina?
It is faster now.
It's faster, yeah. Okay, so it's another way to express that concept of more now. Leonel, take a look at number 4. Tell me what you think.
Even the customers seem to be noticed the difference. They are far too positive.
Not too positive. You got the right idea, but the word isn't too. That would be like saying demasiado positivo. It's not demasiado. It's what? It's not too much positive. You can never be too positive, right? Positive is good. By the way, I forgot, you're from Brazil, right?
No, from Argentina.
Oh, sorry. I was getting you confused with, there's another one somewhere. So that's why I said demasiado, because I thought you spoke Portuguese. But anyway, it's not too much positive. It's just, compared to before, it's what? Same as, more or less. Is it better or worse than before? Even the customers seem to be noticing the difference. So, this is a positive comment. It's better. How do we express a comparative form when a word has more than one syllable? That's what they're testing you on here. If it's short, you add an ending. Long becomes longer. If it's long, positive, can we say they are far positiver? Does that sound good?
No, more
No.
positive.
That's it. They are far more positive. The part that isn't written is than before. It's not written, but it's obvious that we mean than they used to be, than before. That's it. They're far more positive. Okay, back to Anna Carolina for the last one, number 5.
In general, I think it's a great deal. Good.
Well, that's not comparative. Got to compare it.
It's a great deal. Best.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. You got it. So number 5 is the same. It's comparing to than before. So better. It's a great deal better than before. You don't have to say than before, but mentally you can keep that in mind, that even if we don't say it explicitly, it's still than before, than it used to be.
I made a mistake. I said best instead.
It sounded like you said better.
No. No, I didn't catch it this time.
Well, here it's got to be better because we're comparing 2 times, not 3. So it's got to be better. Okay, so now that we got the right answers, look at your comments. Yeah. Question.
This is a little bit weird to end the sentences with an adjective in comparative.
Not at all. Not at all weird. It's perfect. Not at all weird.
I thought the same.
It's not at all. It's just it's idiomatic. It's how we say it. It sounds good. In general, I think it's a great deal better. If you think it sounds weird, you have to say better than. But I'm telling you, it's not necessary. Everyone will know what you mean. It'll be obvious in the conversation. Okay? So you don't have to actually say it. If it's not obvious, then you have to say it. Lionel. if it's not obvious. All right. So look, for each comment, decide if the improvement is big or small, or if there's no improvement. Read these again to yourself, and then tell me big, small, or no improvement. All right? Take a second, read them through, think about them. All right, so let's try it. Jose, the first one, big, small, or no improvement? The first one.
Longer. It is a little longer to learn. It is a...
And by the way, if you forget...
The first one, it is a little longer to learn. It's more difficult.
That's true, but I want to know about the level of improvement. So is the improvement big? Is the improvement small? Or is there no improvement? So how would you say?
Yes.
Is there an improvement here in number one?
In number one, improvement, no.
No. There's no improvement in number one.
No improvement.
It takes a little longer to learn how to use it. If anything, it's the opposite. It's a little bit worse than before, if anything. It might be better in some ways, but the learning curve is longer. So you're right. No improvement in number one. Lionel, what about number two? Is there an improvement?
Yes, it's a little improvement. It's a small improvement.
Small improvement. Small improvement. You're right. Because it's slightly easier. So the key word there is slightly means small improvement. And Carolina, what about number three? Is there an improvement?
Yes, a big improvement.
Absolutely. So it's worded as this negative form, which might be a little hard at first to understand. If it's not as slow, it must be faster. It's definitely not as slow. Oh, it's really not as slow. So it means it's a big improvement because of the word definitely. Okay, so far so good. Okay, look at four.
More positive. It could be an improvement, no?
They're all improvements. Are they big improvements, small improvements, or no improvements?
Right. Okay. Positive, I think it is not improvement.
Positive is not an improvement? Positive?
Positive, wow. Yes. Positive is improvement. Okay.
Is it a
because
big improvement?
It's positive.
Is it a big improvement or a little improvement? Look at those words. Tell me if there's a key word that tells you if it's big or small.
Positive is small, no?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because this word doesn't say me the quantity. Only say me that it's positive.
Okay.
Bueno, more positive, big improvement.
The key word there is far more.
Far more, big improvement.
Careful with your pronunciation. Big.
Far.
Wait.
Big.
Good. Because you were saying big.
Okay.
It sounds very strange to us.
Okay.
Big improvement.
Big improvement.
All right, very good. So you're right. The word positive doesn't say very much, but far more says a lot. So the key word is far more positive. Far more means big improvement. Okay? And I think we're back to Lionel, if I'm not mistaken, for number 5. Lionel, what do you think?
This is a great deal better, so it's a big improvement.
Yeah, great deal means a lot. All right, you have all passed the test. But there's a mistake. Can you spot the mistake, Anna Carolina, in the first sentence? Take a minute, process, tell me.
Okay. Um, the mistake is the word more.
Right. Okay. So read the sentence the way it should be.
The soft is uh, noisier than the last one.
Okay. Now imagine we still want a word before noisier. We can't use more. What can we use?
Far,
Far what?
noisier.
The office is far noisier than the last one.
The,
Okay.
the office is far noisier than the last one.
Yeah, you could say far. There's another word you could use as well.
Mm, much.
Much. Both of those work. The office is much noisier. The office is far noisier. Far means a lot. I don't know if it's a lot noisier, but I know it's noisier. So much doesn't mean it's necessarily a big deal. Okay? Well, no, it does actually. It's much noisier. Far noisier. No, you're right. It's the same. Exactly the same. Far noisier, much noisier. It's a lot. Yeah. All right. That's the mistake, though. Jose, let it
Yes.
be. This is the
Yeah.
response.
Okay. Yeah, but at least it's not as dark as the old one. Dark.
Exactly. When you're using as, there's no change to the adjective. Not darker, but dark. Okay. So, in the next little group, the little dialogue there, A and B with 3 and 4, person A says, that's true. I wish it was bigger. Lionel, is there any problem with that sentence?
Um, mm, I
Well,
didn't find the problem.
oh, then you didn't look hard enough. Look really carefully at that adjective. There's something wrong. Look really carefully.
I just wish it. Bigger is wrong, right?
It's written wrong.
Bigger is with double G.
Correct. If you say it with a single G, the pronunciation is completely different. It would be Bijger. Bijger is not a word. Doesn't exist. So we have to double the G to make the I sound like an I. Bigger. Bigger. If you have a single I, it would be by, not I. It would be I. So you got it. That's it. It's with 2 G's. Correct. Okay, Anna Carolina, what about the response? Letter B, number 4.
It's much convenient, much more convenient for teamwork.
That's it.
So,
That's it. So much more convenient. Okay. Much more convenient. Yeah, I agree. So much more. Excellent. Jose, next group. Yes, but.
Okay. Yes, but it's much worse for concentration without more.
Without the more. Exactly. Excellent. Lionel, number 6.
I think it's a good than the last office, but in different ways.
So
I
you took
think
out.
it's as better than
When you have as, you do not change the adjective.
it's better than
When you have as, you can keep
or
as.
yes, as good as last office.
That's it. As good as, not as good than, as good as the last office, but in different ways. And Carolina, last one, number 7.
Well, you've always been more tolerant than me. It's correct, teacher.
No, it's not.
No.
Look again.
Then me.
Correct. Than me. Very easy mistake to make. It's putting that instead of than. So when we compare, we say than. All right. So look, that's the idea about comparative forms. Let's see what we can do. Okay, there's one more thing we should do with vocabulary. It's kind of important. Decide if these intensifiers are a kind of adverb. We used them earlier to say if there was a big or small difference, but I want to just consolidate your knowledge here. Okay? It's very important that you use these extra words. It sounds much, much better if you use them. Slightly. Do you think that indicates big or small changes?
Small.
Small. That's right. Okay? I'll shout it out. You tell me if it's B or S. A great deal.
B.
B. Correct. Nearly as blank as. Where is that?
S.
Sorry, I jumped down to the bottom. Let me go across. We had slightly, small, a great deal, oh no, there it is. Yeah, nearly as blank as, nearly as big as. That was what?
For me, it's a small.
It's small. It's an S. Correct. Not anything like as good as. Not anything like as bad as. Uh-oh. Silence. If I say a sentence like this car is not anything like as new as that car. What do you think? Big, small, big change? Little change. Big difference, little difference. It's not anything
For
like...
me, it's a big change.
It is a big change. It's not anything. It's completely different. It's not anything like as new as that car. That means it's really, really old. It's not anything like as new as. It's not new, it's old. Okay, this next one's easy. A little. A little.
Small.
Small. Significantly.
It's a big.
Big. Far more. Remember far more positive?
It's a big.
It's big. The customers really noticed a change. They were far more positive. What about much less? Much less. It's much less expensive than it used to be.
Yes, it's a big.
Okay. And what about not nearly as expensive as it used to be? It's not nearly as cheap as it used to be. Oh my God. Prices these days. Things are not nearly as cheap as they used to be. In my day, a quarter would buy you a house.
It could be a small.
Nah. It's big.
Okay. Okay.
Hamburgers are not nearly as cheap as they were in my day. Today they cost $25. They used to cost 5 cents. Not nearly as means a big change. And the last one is obvious. A lot
It's a big.
is big. All right. Now the trick is for you to try to use some of this language yourself. Here you go. I want you to look at this questionnaire, everyone. And we're going to finish class giving some feedback or discussing the feedback on this questionnaire. Mr. Jose, would you mind just reading the directions at the very top of the screen for us, please?
Yes. Mm, I have to read what, John?
The directions, please.
Ah, the introduction. Okay.
The
Work with
directions.
the directions. Okay. Directions.
Indicazioni.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Work with a partner. Your local supermarket has changed its layout and updated its website. Take turns to ask and answer questions from this customer's feedback from using the adjectives in brackets. Circle 0, 1, 2, or 3 to show your partner's opinion.
Okay. Let's make sure that's clear. What is another way to say layout, class? In this case, what is the layout? It's not a magazine layout. It's a store layout. So what are we talking about? What do we see in a layout? What is it? Is that clear? Not clear.
The facade.
Repeat.
The facade. Facade.
Facade.
Facade. Sorry.
I don't think it's the facade exactly, because the facade would be the appearance when you're in the parking lot. But this is really inside the supermarket. So it's not the facade outside. It's really inside. So not the facade, but anyway, what's the key word here? Layout is the type of what?
Shape.
Yeah, the size, the shape, the color. So I would say design and layout are almost the same. Design of the space. Design of the space. The size, the shape, the position of things. So have you ever gone to the supermarket? Or like a good example is IKEA, the furniture store, because they're always changing everything. You walk in there, everything is in a different place, and you get lost. Has that ever happened to you? Happens to me all the time. Maybe it just happens to me. I don't know. So they've changed the layout. You can't find where anything is. They've updated the website. So they've redesigned it. What you're going to do is ask and answer questions, and then you're going to say whether it corresponds to 0, which is probably, no change, 1, 2, or 3. 3 is the biggest change. Well, 0 means it got worse. Sorry. 3 is that there's a big change, big level of improvement. For example, look at A. What do you think of the choice of goods? Well, if the person says the choice is slightly wider than before, that would be about a 2. There's some change. Do any of you have a supermarket near your house? Let me ask the question again. Class, do any of you have a supermarket near where you live?
Yes.
Yes, I go.
Oh,
Yes, I have a
Me
supermarket
too.
near
okay.
I live.
I was worried, but you didn't hear me. Has the layout of your supermarket ever changed?
I don't understand the question.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
What is LED?
the design.
The interior design, not the color, but more about where you place things. So, for example, Lionel, when you walk into the supermarket, what's the first thing you see?
What? Sorry?
When you enter the supermarket,
Yes.
what is the first thing you see?
The products.
Be specific. What's the very first thing you see when you walk in? What's in front of you?
There is there are the suites.
Suits, clothing.
No, suites.
Sweets. Oh,
Candy.
got it. Candy. Got it. Sweets.
Candy, yes.
Excellent. Imagine that you go to the supermarket today, Lionel,
Mm-hmm.
and you do not see the sweets. Instead of seeing the sweets, you see cerveza.
Oh, yes, good.
Yeah. So the layout will change. Instead of the sweets at the door, the beer is at the door. The layout has changed. The position of the goods has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Has that ever happened? Have you gone into the supermarket and everything is different? Have they ever changed the layout? Uh-oh, maybe it's not clear. So, we need another example. Maybe it's not clear.
Could you write the question into the chat?
Yeah, I just said
The layout is the position of the products into the supermarket.
correct. The question was, has the layout ever changed at your supermarket? That was my question. Right now.
Okay. Yes, I think so, but I don't remember now.
Okay.
But yes.
It happens. It happens frequently. So,
yes.
let's imagine in this feedback form that you walk into the supermarket. I want you actually to think about a time when it really did happen. It's easier to answer if you think about it. Okay? If it didn't happen, you can imagine. Imagine a change. So we're going to take turns asking each other about your local supermarket. You can give a real answer or an imaginary answer. For example, Ana Carolina, now that we've changed the store and redesigned the website, what do you think about the choice of goods? Notice there's an answer given to you. You can talk about reality, though. You don't have to talk about that answer if you have a real situation in mind. Okay?
Okay.
What I do want you to do is try to use one of these intensifiers with your answer. That's really the goal here. If the change was big...
Could you remind me marginally?
Marginally. Oh, we didn't do that one. Yeah, marginally is a small change.
Okay. And if it doesn't change?
That would be the as.
Okay.
Okay? So try it. Let's try it. What do you think of the choice of goods now in the supermarket, Ana Carolina?
Should I use the word white?
No, you don't have to. Talk about reality. Maybe it's not wide. Talk about reality.
It's the same? No, I cannot say the same.
Can say. You can say.
I have to use a comparison.
Same is a comparison. You would have to use the as form.
All right. Well, the choice is the same as it was before.
Okay, good. So one way is it's the same as before. You could also say, Ana Carolina, it's as okay, good, Leo, yeah, as good as before. It hasn't gotten any worse. It's as varied as it ever was. That means that it's a wide choice, and you like that. It's just as wide as before. It's as varied as it ever was. So to say the same, there's different ways to say the same. Could be the same in a good way, same as in a bad way. Those are some choices for you. Lionel, how easy is it to find the items now with the new layout?
Um,
And don't forget, you've got your intensifiers here in your answer.
This is a little easier.
Fantastic. A little easier. And if you like, you can say and before. Yes. Very good, very good. We're a little over time. We've got to stop. One last one for Jose. Jose, what do you think about the wait at the checkout? What do you think about the wait at the checkout?
About the weight.
Correct.
The weight is slightly the weight is slightly easier than before.
Well, if it's easier, we're going to say shorter.
Shorter than before.
Yeah,
okay.
Because it's a wait.
Shorter.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're over time. We've got to stop. Sorry, everyone. So listen, I've got a homework for you. I want you to get a little more practice. So I'm going to give you a short homework. Actually, what I'm going to do is just direct you to where the homework is. You can decide if you want to do it or not. The homework is, of course, in the notes document where I put everything. And I will quickly show you the link, which is right here. If you go up to page, I guess it's page 4, I think, you will see 3 different homeworks. The homework for the grammar is number 3. And when you do it, you can check your answers on the last page and then bring any questions you have to class. Okay? Rather than posting it, because it's a little bit difficult to post. If you need it, I can give you the link. Just ask. Okay? But the links are there on page 4 of the notes document. Homework 3 is the grammar to give you more practice based on what we did today with comparison forms. All right? Try that. Correct yourself. Bring your questions.
Okay.
Leah, now, questions?
When we review this hardware?
Tomorrow. Same hour.
Oh. Okay. I will.
This class is every day, Monday to Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 11 to 12. Okay? It may change, but I'll let you know if it changes. Okay? So tomorrow, same hour, we'll review it. If you have any questions, send me a message in the chat window. The message window. Bye.
Gracias, Eric. Nos vemos.
De nada. See you later. Bye-bye.